Hey y'all, long time no see. The last time y'all saw me, I think it was like right after I had my baby, and now he is about to be 7 months old, but that's another story for another time. So if you hear some noise in the background, don't mind that. My baby is taking a nap and I have like the little white noise on. So I'm gonna try to get this video recorded before the kids get off the bus, but I doubt it. Okay, so episode 1, New Beginnings. And is it just me, but it seems like this season it's kind of different. Like the directing seems a little different. Like I don't know, the way that it's being directed, it doesn't seem as drawn out, if that makes any sense. It seems like there's like the scenes seem kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. The show has come a long way from season 1. Like the quality just seems like really, really good. Not that the quality last season was bad, but something about this season is like, I don't know. Okay, let me hurry up before my baby wakes up. So episode 1 opens up with Danny. She's in the bed with her new boo. I think his name is Tony. And basically she's having a dream that, you know, someone's trying to kidnap her at work. I don't know if kidnapping still applies to adults, but anywho. So basically, she wakes up out of her sleep and Tony is like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I just had a dream." And then he's just like, you know, well, maybe the dream is like your subconscious. Like maybe you need to talk to somebody about it. Like maybe you should go to therapy. I go to therapy. And like Danny just can't take nothing serious. Like she's trying to basically blow it off. She's trying to like make fun of him being in therapy, which is just like, okay, at this age, I don't know. I think Danny is supposed to be like in her 30s. I think they're all supposed to be in their 30s. Like, you can't grow up. Come on, Danny. Like, it's getting there. Like, it was cute at first, but it's time to grow up. Side note, Danny, the little blonde boho knotless she has, I think is really cute on her. Okay, y'all gotta hurry up. I just heard my baby crying. So anywho, you know, so they're talking about therapy and stuff, and she's just brushing it off like, no, I don't need to go to no therapist. Basically, he goes out to the bathroom, calls Sabrina, and basically Sabrina comes over and talks to her about maybe you need to go to therapy. Like, y'all, that is so crazy to me. Like, who does that? Like, okay, so we get to Miss Andy, and Andy has a new do as well. She don't have the twist no more. She got like this nice little wig. It's cute, but I don't know. I like her with her twist. The wig is cute, but I still like the twist. But anywho, so also she is still with Jordan, and it's a different Jordan. There's a different actor playing Jordan. Don't know what happened, but okay. And just overall, like, I don't know. I feel like Tyler went from one extreme to the next. Like, I felt like the show was moving so slow these past 6 seasons. And now all of a sudden in season 7, like, Karen, it looks like she's about 7-8 months pregnant, which is fine if you wanted to do all that skipping. We done skip past so much stuff. But how are Penelope and Karen the same size? Because when season 6 just ended, Penelope said she was like 7 months. So if Penelope was 7 months at the end of season 6, she should be about, I don't know, 14 months pregnant now. Okay, anywho. So Andy's in the kitchen cooking dinner. Okay, new wig, new Andy, I guess. All of a sudden, she Betty Crocker. So basically, they had some guests arriving, and I could already tell that it was going to be Gary and Penelope, which is crazy. Like, they're still together. I guess they worked past, you know, his double, triple, quadruple, whatever life he was having, and they're still together. Okay. So basically, they're just basically trying to move past everything, and it was just crazy from the beginning. Like, the fact that they're in the house that Gary bought, the fact that Gary's fiance / baby mama is sitting down in the house that he bought for another woman during their relationship, and said other woman is right in front of her, and said other woman is now dating her brother. Yeah, I can't. And let me tell y'all, I have been through some things. I've been through a lot of things. That is a lot. We'll see how long that's gonna last. All right, y'all, the baby ain't let me be great. I'm about to bring him in here and try to finish this video. All right, y'all, I had to get my baby. Kobe is one of them babies that once he wake up, he just immediately start crying if he don't see nobody. So This is him. 7 months later. So, you know, they start having dinner or whatever, and then we get to Pam and Karen. So they're in the new salon. Pam is promoting on social media. She calls, you know, her followers her Pam Glam. And y'all, let me just say, Pam, I could not stand Pam before, like these past few seasons. She was just so irritating to me, but Pam has been growing on me. She's extra, but I can tolerate it a lot better now. I think that she just seemed really extra and messy in the beginning to me, but I feel like she does care about Karen, and I feel like she does have her best interests at heart, and you know, she wants them to be successful. So yeah, Pam is growing on me. So Karen looks like she is about to pop. She's trying to get the salon ready. You know, she's moving stuff around, cleaning up, and Pam is like, girl, you big and pregnant, like you need to get somebody over here to help you, like call your baby daddy. Like after all, he is your baby daddy. And Karen is making it clear, look, Zach may be the father of my child, but I'm not asking him for nothing. You know, that's Fatima's problem now. She can deal with that. Like, I'm not calling Zach for nothing. And with Karen, you just never know. Like every time I think she's over Zach, she starts acting crazy. But you know, a part of that, I feel like, is their past, but also she's pregnant. And when you're pregnant and carrying a child for someone, even if you didn't end on the best of terms, or if the relationship wasn't the best, there is, sorry about that, but you know, there's just a certain connection when you are carrying a child for someone. You know, I feel like it's gonna be a journey. I feel like I don't feel like she can just snap her fingers and be like, oh, Zach is with somebody new, I'm over it. Y'all, because the baby ain't even gotten here yet. So right now, she don't have to really see Zach like that. But once the baby gets here, they're going to be around each other more. So that's gonna be interesting to see. But anywho, so basically Pam is like, well, what happened with Brian? Brian, as y'all know, that was Jason Weaver's character. I could tell last season that something was going to be happening with that storyline. I don't know if that storyline is just, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they decided to just let that be that, but basically she's just like, she hasn't talked to him. I guess like he took some leave time from work and basically left her with situating everything with the salon. So maybe he'll pop back up later this season, maybe not, I don't know. But I can't imagine Tyler building that storyline. Can't imagine him developing that storyline just to let it go like that, but we'll see. But basically, we get to Zach and Fatima, and y'all, I'm just so over this storyline. You know, the storyline with Michael is just getting on my nerves. Like, I guess they have to make it develop, but it's like, either Zach gonna get the baby or not. Like, at this point, I'm just tired of him crying about it. Like, I understand, I'm a parent, so I know, yes, you want your child to be safe and you want what's best for your child, but it's just dragging out so much for me. Yeah, basically, he just, you know, crying again about how he want Michael to come home. And, you know, the storyline is getting old to me, but I can really respect, you know, Zach, even though he found out about this baby later in life. Once he found out this was his child, you know, he's doing the right thing by trying to be a dad and make sure he's active and, you know, make sure the baby's okay. So, you know, kudos to that. But I'm just over the storyline. So, anywho, we got Sabrina sitting in her new office. Y'all, Sabrina, I feel like they're trying to develop her character a little bit more this season, but she's still just annoying to me. Like, she's just so, like, pretentious and whatever. So, anywho, she's in her new office and she's on the phone with Maurice. She calls him and Maurice is like, you know, I can get a hold of you. Like, she's like, I'm so sorry. I've been busy setting up my new office and a new job and everything. And basically, he's like, well, you know, everybody ain't able. Like, I'm still over here on, it seems like he's like on an OnlyFans type of platform, you know, giving the guys what they want, I guess. And it's working for him, he says. He claims he's making 3 times what he was making, or 3 times what Sabrina is making. And, you know, his milkshake is bringing all the boys to the yard. And, you know, that's that. So, Sabrina's like, you know, what's going on? Are you and Calvin hitting the streets? And Maurice is like, oh girl, like no, Calvin ran off with some white woman. And I'm thinking, okay, Tyler, so that's how we gonna write Calvin out of the show. After all Calvin has done, wearing the lace panties and all this stuff, that's how you gonna do Calvin. Calvin done ran off with a white girl. Okay, I guess. Like I said, I feel like the show went from 0 to 100 real quick. I feel like he was moving slow, and now he done skipped through a whole bunch of stuff. I guess he was tired of everybody's complaints, including mine. So Calvin's out the picture. He done ran off with a white girl. Sabrina seems like she feels some type of way about it, but as we know, she has a new boo. I can't remember his name. I think it's Richard. But he comes to bring her flowers, and you know, they have their little time in her office. So now we're back with Gary and Andy and Jordan and Penelope. Jordan, which is Penelope's brother, he's saying how, you know, his plan is to just take it all the way to the top. He is planning on being the governor of Atlanta. Or was he trying to insinuate he was going to be the governor or the mayor? Because he was saying something about Andy potentially being the first lady. So would that be governor or mayor? Because there's mayor and then governor. I don't know. Anywho, and Gary is just like, yeah, I got faith in you. Let me contribute to your campaign. So Jordan checks his phone, and Gary done donated $100,000. And at this point, like, I know Gary got money, but that instant $100,000 donation is like, okay, what will Gary really do? At this point now, I'm getting suspicious. Like, I know, you know, he works with, I think he has like a hedge fund thing. But at this point, it's giving scam. It's giving what? Because I don't. What are you doing that you can just give away $100,000 like that? Okay, Gary. Okay. So Andy doesn't want him to accept it, but Jordan is just like, look, I'm trying to make it to the top, and this $100K is definitely going to assist in getting me there. So then Gary says he has to use the bathroom. So Gary goes to the bathroom. They realize he's been in there a while. So then Penelope goes in there to check on him, y'all. And Gary is in there. Basically, he's in there. Y'all, Tyler just don't care what he put in these scripts. Gary is going through Andy's drawers and stuff, and he finds her underwear. And he going back down memory lane while the mother of his unborn child is in the next room. So that's how the episode ends. So the episode, basically, episode 2, which is Drunken Love, starts with where it ended. Basically, Penelope catches Gary in the bathroom. She confronts him, and instead of Gary being like ashamed or like feeling bad, he is like blaming Penelope. Like, first of all, he's like, let's get it twisted. I'm not smelling Andy's dirty underwear. They were clean. Then he basically starts telling her like, well, first he tries to manipulate her. First he's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I just got horny looking at you during dinner. And then when she ain't hearing it, he basically like, this is your fault. You ain't been giving it up. You've been saying you tired. Like, how dare she be carrying his child, going through changes and being tired? Nah, Gary don't care. Gary like, look, you ain't been giving it up. So what you expect me to do? What you expect? You know, who cares if you forgiven me for seeing this lady and other women on the side? But yeah, this is what I'm doing. Y'all, as fine as Gary is, he makes me sick, because this is just classic a man taking advantage of a woman in a vulnerable position. Because from the outside looking in, you can see it as, well, why is Penelope dealing with that? You know, he's been cheating on her, and now he's disrespecting her. But you're in a very vulnerable position when you're pregnant, and she is very far along in her pregnancy, you know, basically at the end. And who wants to start off motherhood being alone? So I feel like he's taking advantage of that. And, you know, they're engaged, but as he lets Hayden know later, like, he just gave her the ring, basically just pacifying her. And it's just sad, because this is something that is very common in relationships, manipulation, taking people for granted, taking advantage of people. And it's just really low down and dirty, because doing that is one thing, but doing it to the mother of your child is just a different type of sickness. Like you hear the saying like, oh, well, he's not a good partner or he's not a good husband, but he's a great dad. I cannot stand that saying because that does not make sense. If you're a good dad, part of being a good dad is caring about your children. How do you care about your children and manipulate and abuse the caretaker of those children, the mom? That doesn't even make sense. But you know, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. Y'all don't even get me started. Sabrina is at Danny's apartment and she's talking to her because, like I told y'all, Tony called Sabrina over because, you know, he's concerned about his boo. He's concerned about Danny because she, you know, she can't sleep at night. She having dreams and stuff. And Sabrina's like, well, do you think, you know, maybe you're still having pain from Preston going off and getting married? And basically Danny is just like, no, I don't care. I'm good. Kind of like, why y'all tripping? Like, I'm good. I'm just having nightmares. So, but like I said, y'all, Danny ain't trying to hear it. Danny ain't trying to hear that she need to go to therapy because she said she ain't trying to lay on some dusty ass couch talking to Dr. Phil. So anywho, we get to Fatima and Zach. They're eating breakfast and basically Zach is like, I'm thinking about opening a trust for Michael. And Fatima's like, okay, that's good. And he was like, yeah, and Zach Jr. Once he said Zach Jr., Fatima didn't think that was good no more. Cause like, she's like, oh, like, y'all discussed this? Y'all naming the baby Zach Jr.? And he's like, no, well, I haven't talked to her about it yet. But like, basically that's his plan. Like, okay, I didn't know about the other son. But, and I'm assuming Karen's having a boy. I'm assuming that she knows she's having a boy for him to say that. So now Fatima is a little salty. And y'all, I'm so confused. If you watch Fatima, you know that season 2 of Fatima ended with Fatima finding out she was pregnant. So my confusion with that show and Sistas is, are they supposed to coincide with each other? Because I'm thinking, Sistas hasn't revealed that Fatima is pregnant, but Fatima is pregnant on Fatima. So I'm guessing like right now Fatima's not pregnant. I don't know, but anywho, it's another story for another time. So she's salty because she's thinking Zach Jr., like, I'm supposed to be having your junior. Like, how y'all gonna name this baby Zach Jr.? But then it's like, well, what he supposed to do? Get to baby number 3 and then name that one a junior? Like, come on, Fatima now. Don't be selfish. So anywho, she feels some type of way. So now we get to Hayden and Andy at the office. They in the break room. Hayden running his mouth like he do. He tells Andy that Gary stayed at his house last night. And Andy's confused because she's like, what is he doing staying at your house? Because him and Penelope was just at my house last night. And yeah, I just seen them. What do you mean? What happened? So basically Hayden is just like, well, Penelope's mad at him and da-da-da. And Andy's like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew something was up. So anywho, Pam orders some stuff for the salon. And Karen is looking like, who paying for this stuff? Like, I'm already keeping my head above water, trying to reopen the salon. And you over here ordering stuff? Like, what you ordering? Come to find out, Karen is trying to start a hair care line. And she ordering all this stuff. And Karen is just like, yeah, send it back. Because you doing too much. Like, yeah, you doing too much. So she calls Sabrina. Sabrina's at work at the bank, and she calls Sabrina about, you know, saying she wants to take out a personal loan because she's needing more money than she realized. And Sabrina is listening to her, and Sabrina's like, you know, have you ever thought about, you know, your future, like marriage and stuff like that, so you can have a family? Like, you know, you and your baby deserve, you know, a family. And Karen is like, look, I'm just worried about my business and this baby right now. If a man come along, fine, but that ain't the forefront. I got Pam in here ordering bull semen to make hair products. Look, no, I'm worried about my business and this baby. So Sabrina seems like, you know, her wheels are spinning, like maybe she is thinking about a family. Okay, all of a sudden, I mean, manless last season, now all of a sudden you thinking about a family. Okay, so Zach and Fatima are getting ready for the arbitration. Andy's basically letting them know, you know, make sure you got all your evidence together. And basically she's like, when is the date? And they like, date? She's like, yeah, the wedding date. Like, hello, did y'all forget y'all engaged? I almost forgot they was engaged. I forgot that happened. And Fatima's like, yeah, right, date. So what I'm confused about is Fatima seemed like she's not ready to set a date. Not only did it seem like she's not ready to set a date, it seemed like she don't even know if she's ready to even be married to Zach. I guess, you know, it's a lot going on. You know, but she knew all of this stuff before they got engaged. So I don't even know why she's acting confused now. But maybe there's a difference between knowing stuff and then living through it. Like, I know you got a potential baby, and well, 2 potential babies on the way at the time. We did get Michael confirmed. We still ain't got Zach Jr. confirmed. But now that she's living through it, I think it's just like, oh, I'm setting a date. Like, how can we be setting a date when we in a custody battle right now? So yeah, Fatima seems kind of unsure about the whole marriage with Zach. I think that's gonna play out later. But basically, so we go to Danny and she's at work and Tony comes up to her. Y'all, basically her and Tony get a little freaky at work. Okay, Danny don't work in an office. Danny works out in the public. I could have really did without that. I understand, you know, spicing it up and keeping things, whatever, but that was actually kind of nasty to me. Like, that was a lot. I could have did without that, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. Sabrina, basically, okay, so that happened, and then Danny calls Karen. Oh, here go the kids bus. I gotta hurry up. Danny calls Karen and invites her to brunch. And Karen is like, no, y'all gonna be drinking and having fun. Well, I'm just gonna be sipping there, sitting water. You know I'm pregnant. Like, no. And basically Danny like, well, don't say I ain't never tell you about nothing. So then we get to Sabrina and Maurice. Sabrina comes from Maurice's apartment to get a top that she left over there because she wanted to wear it to brunch. And she walks in on Maurice doing what he do, catering to the fans. And Sabrina is just like, so this what you doing? You know, basically judging him. And Maurice is like, look, like, honey, it's paying the bills. I'm doing what I need to do. Like, don't worry about what I'm doing. So, basically, they get to the brunch. Hold on, y'all. I gotta let my kids. Oh, y'all, these kids. Thank God it's Friday. I tell y'all, these kids. Anywho. So, we get to the brunch, and basically everybody is there but Karen, including Fatima. And y'all, let me just say, I just don't know how this little dynamic is supposed to go. I understand Fatima is an innocent bystander. Like, she can't help that she fell in love with Zach, and Zach's ex-girlfriend is her boss. I understand it's a small world, things happen, but some stuff y'all ain't just got to be doing. Like, I understand Andy and Fatima having, you know, their close relationship, because, like, Andy is literally Fatima's boss. I get it. It makes sense. Like, that's her, you know, right hand at work. But, like, why she got to be hanging with all of them? Like, that's just, personally, that's something I just wouldn't be doing. Like, that is just crazy to me. Like, putting them in a position of straddling the fence. Because to me, it's actually very messy. Like, when they get with Fatima, they're talking about Karen. They get with Karen, they talk, it's just, y'all too old for that. But that's just me. So, anywho, they talking. You know, they talking about sex and men and therapy. And, you know, Danny was just so against going to therapy. But Fatima is talking about how she has been in therapy. And all of a sudden, magically, Danny is deciding to give it a shot. You know, her man couldn't convince her. Her friends couldn't convince her. But Fatima convinced her. Okay. So Karen shows up. She sees them all at the table and she decides to leave, which I would have done. I'm not about to sit up here. First of all, I'm already big and pregnant and I can't really enjoy myself and drink like I want to. And now y'all got Fatima up here. We're supposed to just be one big happy family. No. So she left. And Karen be getting on my nerves, but in that moment, I gave her a hand clap. Kudos to her. That was the best decision. That was growth. Instead of just sitting there, putting herself in an unnecessary situation. So anywho, they get back to, after the brunch, Sabrina, Lord, see how I'm combining the names. They leave the brunch and Sabrina gets home and her boo comes over and y'all, Sabrina is tipsy. I don't know how many mimosas she had, but the mimosas was mimosa-ing, and she's tipsy. She's trying to get frisky with her boo, and she's talking about marriage and kids, and he like, hold on, wait. He was like, I don't want no kids or no marriage. And she's so tipsy, she's just like, oh, well, sure you do, sure you do. We can practice, we can practice. And I'm thinking like, y'all, I don't know what exactly was in the mimosas, but who acts like that? Like, let's be real. You done went from one extreme to the next. So she drunk, basically. We're going to call it what it is. She ain't tipsy. She drunk at this point. And she basically trying to take the man's sperm. So when he realized what she was trying to do, when she was like, let's practice, she go into her room and she fall out and pass out on the bed. And he was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Like, y'all remember that SpongeBob meme that was out a few years? Like, I'm gonna head out. That's what he did. He left. He left her there on the bed looking crazy. So basically, Fatima comes back from brunch. She comes home and, you know, Zach is like, yeah, I'm about to hit up the gym, this and that. And he can tell that something's wrong with Fatima. Like, she don't want to give him a kiss. And he's like, hey, yo, ma, can't give him a kiss? Shout out to Love and Hip Hop. If y'all ever watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta back in the day, that's what happened with little Stevie J and Erica, scrappy situation. But anywho, so he's like, what's wrong with you? And basically, she just lets him know, like, you doing a lot for a baby that you don't even know is yours. What did she do that for? Basically, Zach is just like, look, I know this may be hard for you, that I'm having a baby, but I'm having a baby, and it's my baby, and I don't need no DNA test. Basically is what he's saying. Now, I want to know how he done got so for sure, because in the beginning, he wanted a DNA test. Now, all of a sudden, this season, you don't need no DNA test. You setting up trust funds. You naming babies after you. Like, okay, Zach, you just better claim your baby. So basically, Fatima's upset. Zach leaves the house. And then we head over to Gary at work. Basically, one of his workers comes in and was like, look, the SEC is on you. Words are being thrown around like Ponzi scheme, scam, and basically we need to rectify this situation. You need to delete everything off your computer. Basically, the gig is up. So then, to add fuel to the fire, Hayden calls Gary and it's basically like, ain't no basically like, he calls Gary and says, why is the FBI at my house looking for you? And then the episode goes off. All right, y'all. I will be back next week with episode 3. I will see y'all later. Bye.